Good evening, sports fanatics, and welcome back to the channel that brings you the most electrifying news from the world of professional sports. Tonight, we're diving headfirst into a whirlwind of speculation and high-stakes decisions coming straight out of Vancouver. Get ready, because the future of one of the NHL's most prominent netminders hangs in the balance, and the ripple effects could shake the league to its core. That's right, we're talking about none other than Vancouver Canucks star goaltender Thatcher Demko. For years, Demko has been a cornerstone for the Canucks, a spectacular presence between the pipes, making highlight reel saves and giving fans reason to believe. But as the offseason looms, the whispers are growing louder, and the question on everyone's mind is Demko on the trade block, or is a long-term extension in the cards for the beloved goalie? This isn't just another rumor, folks. This is a situation brimming with intrigue, potential blockbuster moves, and the very real possibility of a seismic shift in the Canucks' goaltending strategy. Now, let's unpack this fascinating dilemma. The Canucks, known for their aggressive approach in the trade market, are expected to be major players this offseason. But sometimes, adding a new piece means letting go of a valuable one. And the recent 5-year, for $0.5 million per year extension signed by fellow netminder Kevin Lankinen in February has thrown a massive wrench into what was once a clear picture for the Canucks crease. With Lankinen locked in for the long haul, the focus has immediately shifted to Demko, who at 29 years old is only slightly older than his goaltending partner. NHL insider Frank Seravalli of Daily Faceoff has already dropped a bombshell, placing Demko firmly on his preliminary list of the 20 hottest trade targets across the league. This isn't just idle chatter. This is a respected voice in the hockey world signaling a very real possibility. While superstar center Elias Pettersson also made Seravalli's list, his situation is far more complex and multifaceted. Demko's case, however, presents a tantalizing what-if scenario for teams desperately seeking a top-tier goaltender. Here's where it gets truly captivating. Demko is entering the final year of the 5-year, $25 million contract he inked back in March 2021, meaning he's eligible for a contract extension with the Canucks on July 1st. On the surface, it seems like a no-brainer. You keep your star goalie, right? But the plot thickens with a critical twist: a career-altering knee injury suffered late in 2024. This wasn't just a minor tweak, this was a permanent alteration, forcing Demko to completely revise his training routine and even his stance. Now, credit where credit is due. Demko, with the heart of a champion, battled back at the end of the season. He regained his game conditioning and put together a surge in form that reminded everyone of his immense talent. But this late-season heroics, ironically, only served to create more questions than answers for the Canucks front office. Should the Canucks capitalize on Demko's strong finish and trade him now, while his value is high and the free agent goaltending market appears to be shallow? Or do they risk him potentially faltering at the start of the 2025-26 season, seeing his trade value plummet? And let's not forget the financial implications. Demko will likely be looking for a raise from his current $5 million cap hit. Compare that to Lankinen's $4.5 million through 2029-30, committing potentially over $9.5 million to a goaltending tandem that at its best could be average if Demko can't consistently return to his all-star form, is a significant financial gamble. From Demko's perspective, the San Diego native has expressed a strong desire to remain in Vancouver for the long haul. His loyalty to coach Rick Tocchet, who previously worked with him, is well documented. But even with that emotional connection, sometimes a situation just isn't feasible or strategically smart for either side. Seravalli himself articulated the Canucks' tightrope walk, stating, and I quote, "The Canucks have an interesting dilemma on their hands. They have a talented goaltender who is one of the faces of their franchise dealing with a significant injury. He battled through it and put up respectable numbers and looked great on some nights. But the Canucks also re-signed Kevin Lankinen to a 5-year extension. And Demko's deal is up after one more. Will they try to move him? Or do they like the tandem? Demko seemed awfully loyal to coach Rick Tocchet, wondering if a reunion in Philadelphia is possible. That last line is particularly intriguing, isn't it? A reunion with Rick Tocchet in Philadelphia? The Flyers and Canucks have a history of trade discussions, and with Tocchet now at the helm in Philly, the possibility of a move like this becomes even more plausible. This isn't the first time these two franchises have been linked, and it certainly won't be the last. The Canucks front office has a monumental decision ahead of them. These aren't just hypotheticals. These are the very real questions they'll be mulling over in the coming weeks and months. With the NHL draft roughly a month away, the clock is ticking if they want to strike, while the iron is hot. The future of Thatcher Demko, and indeed the Canucks' goaltending picture, is poised for a dramatic resolution. What do you think the Canucks should do? Should they trade Demko now, or try to work out an extension despite the injury concerns? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. We want to hear from you. And if you enjoyed this in-depth breakdown, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single beat of the action. Until next time, keep it locked here for all your exclusive sports news.